Dreaming story. What's your dreaming? She says to me. Where you belong. We're standing outside the Royal Darwin Hospital front gate. November 1968, smoking under the giant poinciana trees. Her name's Ginny. Her dad's upstairs in a hospital bed dying of heart disease. Him been got that broken heart, she reckons. Down on the foreshore, the flicker of a cooking fire beckons. It's very late. The night is calm, just a whisper of wind in the coconut palm. Pulse of didge, clapsticks, keening voices of her clan woven into chirrup of gecko, cicada, curlew, plash of waves of the Arafura Sea shushing on the sand, shushing on the sand. A throbbing, primitive, ancient song to lull the soul of woman or man. What's your dreaming, she says to me. Where you belong. I'm sorry, I said. What's that you say? Realising I'd been far away, don't know where or for how long. Lost in the song. Her teeth shine white and face and night so black. Her voice has brought me back, but something lingers. The cigarette butt cold in my fingers. What's your dreaming? She says to me. Where you belong. I belong here at hospital, sister. I nurse your father at night in the coronary ward. No, listen to my question, sister. Hear me, she implored. I think you don't understand. This not your country. This not your land. Where your ancestors be. Where your spirits walk. I've got to go work now, sister, I said, disconcerted by her talk, her questions ringing in my head. What's your dreaming, she says to me. Where you belong. The next day I went to the Darwin Regional Library, and Miss Carruthers awaited me. She looked really old and frail, but on the ball. Gripped a mallee root cane so she wouldn't fall. Can I help you, my dear? She twinkled at me. I asked where the Aboriginal section might be so I might learn about their dreaming. What you're looking for is an aisle 3. But you won't need those books, you see. All you really need is me. And my doctorate in anthropology. She smiled, her old face now fairly beaming. For I've lived with and studied the Northern clans for years, so, as Shakespeare might say, come, lend me your ears. She took me outside to the library gardens, festooned in purple garlands of morning glory, settled herself in a white wicker chaise long in the shade of an old jacaranda tree, beckoned me to sit at her knee, had brought to us hot mugs of tea, and then began her story. The dreaming tells the journey of ancestral beings long ago, how the imprint of massive buttocks in the rocks and soils created the mountains overhead and the valleys far below, how the giant rainbow serpent's coils carve the beds where the rivers flow, how the stars that shine the night so dark at the tips of spirit spears, and the rain that washes through the land is made from spirit tears. The dreaming tells the relationship between animals, earth and plants, and is passed down through the generations in word and song and dance. It links the present, past and future, connects the people to their lands. And when a mother first feels her baby move inside her, she knows that it's the spirit of the land on which she stands, for she has her dreaming there to guide her. And that baby's taught the stories and the songlines of that place, so that when it dies it'll walk the land with the spirits of its race. And as it tells its stories and as it sings its songs, it will know its dreaming and the place where it belongs. It will know its dreaming and the place where it belongs. For there's a spirit current, deep and strong, beyond the realm of man, and it well behooves you, if you can, to know where you belong, to know where you belong. That night I dreamt of things buried deep, memories I didn't want to keep. An Irish girl barely 4 years old, crammed with others into a cargo hold, emigrating from the emerald hills and dales of air, leaving generations of our family living or buried there. That February morning in 1942, when the Japanese warplanes fell from the blue, My da was the only pilot to get off the ground. No trace of him was ever found. My ma never really recovered from the death of her prince. Drained of love and light and laughter, I nursed her till she died 4 years after. I've been nursing ever since. I dreamed of black children torn from mother's arms, family life shattered by the bottle's insidious charms, battered by the white man's fear and greed and lust, the rainbow serpent left dying, lying withered in the dust, and the eyes of Ginny's father follow me everywhere with a sadness and a longing that I can hardly bear. And though the authorities deem that to move him would be wrong, his spirit pleads inside my dream, let me die where I belong, where my dreaming can reach. Get me to the beach. Get me to the beach. The next night under the poinciana tree I found Ginny quietly waiting for me. My dad gonna die tonight, she said. Up there in that hospital bed. Too many lights been shining in his face. Our spirit won't find him in that place. Ginny, I've been thinking about what you said. And something's moved in my heart and my head, something wild and free and strong about the dreaming and where we belong, because my sister, I felt it too. I feel it too. Now come. There's something you and I must do. He's sitting in a wheelchair, looking out over the ocean from under an old pandanus tree. This be his country, she says to me. This where his dreaming is, she reckons. Down on the foreshore, the flicker of a cooking fire beckons. It's very late. The night is calm. Just a whisper of wind in the coconut palm. Pulse of ditch. Clapsticks. Keening voices of his clan woven into chirrup of gecko. Cicada. Curlew. Plash of waves of the Arafura Sea. Shushing.